What's up, Nintendo gamers? The Kid here, and before we start this video, I just like to say Nintendo. Now that we got that out of the way, I just always wanted to do that. That's what I always imagine people sound like when they say Nintendo. But the PS4 was announced. Sony announced that yesterday, and where credit is credit due, it looks very good. The games look very good. I mean, everything looks overall very good with the PS4. Now, let's talk about the controller first before I get into anything else. I gotta admit, like pretty much everybody, the PS4's controller is butt ugly. I mean, it just looks. I mean, the touchpad, okay, I don't even get why that's there, where it will be used at when there's joysticks, but it just looks like a hunk of plastic on the controller that looks unnecessary. I mean, I can see where they can integrate it in games, but it's just the whole fact that it's in the middle of the the freaking controller that just looks so, so tacky to me. Um, but the whole overall design is pretty much similar to what the design is for all the other generations of PlayStation controllers. So that's just the only new thing. There is a share and a options button on it, but other than that, that's pretty much all that's new. But let's talk about the PS4 and how it might affect the Wii U. Now, the PS4 is pretty powerful. It's pretty powerful. Is it the leap that everybody thought it would be compared to Wii to PS3? No, not at all. Not even close. Um, I would say, and this is just my personal opinion. I don't even know what I'm saying right now. I could be very wrong. I would say that the PS4 is probably 2 or 3 times uh, more powerful than the PS3. Maybe less, maybe two, or just a little bit more. We won't know till some tech guy, like Review Tech USA. Hopefully, he says something about this soon. I know people are grinding their teeth for him to say something, but he has yet to do that. Tells them what that all the specs mean. So I can't wait for that. But the games on the console look amazing. I'm not even going to lie. They look amazing. But the real difference that I only really see right now is there's better lighting, better shading, and better shadows. And, you know, that's kind of it. I mean, this a lot of games were working on Unreal Engine 4, and that's all good and dandy. But when you have games that look this good, you're going to have to sacrifice something for it to look that good. A lot of data goes into that, a lot of code. So it is kind of possible for games to actually be quite short on the PS4. I guess if people don't mind short games, I mean, if it's a single player only game, yeah, I would mind. But if it was a multiplayer game and single player, I wouldn't mind that much. But I mean, it looks great, but at the same time, something is going to be sacrificed for all this graphical power that the PS4 has. And who knows, I could be wrong. It could be powerful enough to have, better everything, longer this, longer that. But it's overall, it's a great powerhouse of a console, and I know a lot of PS4 fans are very pleased with Sony. So the user the user interface, to me, it looks kind of very similar to Xbox 360's interface. I mean, with the whole Windows 8 interface looking thing they got on the Xbox. It looks very similar. So with the interface, you'll be able to tweet, you'll be able to Facebook, you'll be able to Ustream. You can also take clips of gameplay, chop them up, and put them on YouTube. Upload them, and I think that's actually pretty cool. Um, you're going to see a lot of Let's Plays this generation. I know that. And I was just wondering, this is completely off topic, wouldn't that kind of make it pointless for a lot of partners, that do Let's Plays? I mean, wouldn't that like make their partnership not needed since everybody freaking can do what they're doing now? Because those, capture cards are pretty expensive if you want to get a good one. But that's just me, thinking and stuff. But how would this affect the Wii U and Nintendo? Is Nintendo doomed? No, I don't think at all. But the only thing we know, a lot of games are coming out, third party games are coming out for the PS4, and they also have a list of, developers that are making games for the PS4 as we speak. And is Wii U going to get the same support? And that's the big thing. That's the only thing that I'm worried about with the Wii U. I know it can hold its own, you know, right now, but in the future, is it going to get the third party games like the PS3 and Xbox 360 did, or is it going to have to rely on mostly first party games and maybe a good third party game here and there, like the Wii, and which was horrible, and that's the only concern because now people have, developers have Unreal Engine 4 to work with and stuff and get acquainted with, while the Wii U is rumored, well, not rumored, it's confirmed it can run Unreal Engine 4, but not the full thing like probably the PS4 can. Um, if the PS4 can even run the whole Unreal Engine 4 or just the PC, who knows? But probably not comparable to the PS3. Most definitely, the Wii U probably can't. But who knows? I mean, we barely tapped into the power of the Wii U's GPU, so we'll have to see sometime in the future. Maybe Retro Studios will come out with a game that, perfectly demonstrates this is what Wii U's GPU and power can do for games. And maybe it'll look quite similar to games, games that come out for the PS4 because they are gorgeous. They do look gorgeous on the PS4. Now, granted, I don't see why developers wouldn't develop for the Wii U, especially if it has a large install base, and especially since, compared to the PS4, it's probably less complicated to develop on and to code on and everything. And with that, the Wii U's, the Wii U's whole, console is probably very similar to make games like the PS3 and stuff. So it will actually be easier for them to make games for the Wii U than probably the PS4. So because they're getting used to a whole new engine and a couple of different engines and stuff. Who knows? I mean, it just depends. This is going to be a very exciting and interesting gen of consoles this generation, and I can't wait to see what the Xbox 360 is coming out with. But Nintendo needs to take some precautions. Now, I'm not saying Nintendo is doomed, but the whole third party thing does, have some. It is pretty worrisome. And then if it's not worrying you, then you need to check something about yourself because that is worrying. I don't want third parties to be like, well, the Wii U, it's kind of on obsolete, hardware, and we're working on this and we're dedicating our time on this since it's new and upcoming. So who knows, guys? We'll see. We'll see. So as you guys know, I didn't go through everything on the PS4. If you want to know that, there will be links in the description. Also, subscribe to Fullscreen and Fullscreen Arcade. Those are some great guys there. And also, they have great gaming videos on Fullscreen Arcade where you can see a bunch of Let's Plays and other gaming related videos. So check them out. I have an annotation in the video and also links in the description. So I think Nintendo needs to take some precautions. They need to put out some games. Of course, their install base will be fairly bigger before the PS3 launches, which it's launching in this holiday, which is probably near Christmas, most likely. That's what holiday means. And, they did show some pretty good games coming out, some first-party games. and some third party games coming out. And that's something Nintendo should have did when they first announced the Wii U, but we all know that the Wii U was announced pretty prematurely when it was really supposed to. I think really they only showed it because of demand, since there was a big rumor going around and Miyamoto confirmed, and that was why. But Nintendo is not doomed, but there are some concerns that can affect them. I don't think it will, the PS4 will bury the Wii U, but I think it could make it probably the worst console to have for third parties, maybe just first parties. So hopefully Nintendo lives up to their promise to have more third party developers developing for their system. We also got to consider, like, what is the price of the PS4 going to be? And this is a powerhouse system, I mean, in terms of graphical power and, overall power. So, they need to price this right for it to even sell, because the PS3 launched and it was a pretty penny and it wasn't selling well because of that until they actually cut the price. And how big is the system going to be? We didn't even see the system. So the PS3 launched and it was basically a microwave in more than one way. It felt heavy as a microwave, it was as big as a microwave, and it heated up like a microwave. So the price is really what really matters and is going to really determine how much this is going to sell, because Sony likes to charge people a pretty penny. They do have nice products, but their products are a pretty penny and they just don't sell because of that. They people rather go to other companies to buy something. So I do predict that the price for this will probably be 450, which I think people will probably be very begrudging to pay. Um, or maybe they'll probably make it high where it's maybe 500 again, which I think is pushing it. Will Sony be selling it at a loss? Probably both ways. If they sell it cheap, definitely. If they sell it high, probably still. Sony is not in the best of predicaments as a company itself. So who knows? I think that's really the main thing that matters, is if the price is right for even PlayStation fans will even pay it, or anyone. So we'll see. People don't have as much money as they did, not five, but 10 years and stuff ago. So we'll see. But anyways, so yeah, so those are my thoughts on the PS4, guys. Tell me what you think in the comments below. Please like and subscribe and favorite this video if you liked it. I'll be doing more videos. Have a good one, guys. See you later.